And I get, oh, there you go. I was like, wow. But anyway, I'd like to say, first of all, greetings to everybody who's about to come on. Today, we're going to talk about the Masonic Ring. The Masonic Ring. I don't know if you can hear me at all, but if you can hear me, please put something in the chat to let me know that you can hear me. But today, we're going to talk about the Masonic Ring. Why the Masonic Ring? Many of us wear Masonic rings to identify who we are. You know, you're a Mason, and all the good things. There are some Masonic rings that are very expensive. They look great. They feel great. So many of us we go by the Masonic ring. Greetings, greetings. If you can hear me, let me know. I was having some difficulties at first, but definitely today we're going to talk briefly about the Masonic ring. I would say this: unless you understand the seal of Solomon, you will never really understand the Masonic ring. If you do not understand the seal of Solomon, you will not understand the Masonic ring. It is very important. Solomon had a ring and had a five-pointed star on that ring. If you remove the points of the star, you will have the compass and square. With that being said, Solomon had learned how to summon demons with his ring. Now, with that being said, the demons that Solomon was able to summon with the power of the ring was the yin and the yang. That means for every good thing, there was a bad thing. That was the opposite of everything. So when Solomon was beginning to learn and enhance the knowledge and the wisdom of all there was to do, he was summons the various demons and he was asked them questions in regards to what they did, and they was compelled to answer him because of his ring and the power that it gave him. And many of you was like, well, what power was that? Well, the ring was gifted. The ring was gifted with the seal. Okay, if you know, and you have to go back and understand seals too, because they mean it's like a decree. It really meant something. So as Solomon dealt with his ring and his power to summon the demons and have them to answer the questions that he was asking of them, and they was giving of the information. I think you're going the wrong way. He was doing these things. Greetings, Brother Larry Diamond. How are you today? Greetings. So it is very important to understand why we as Masons, or why you as a Mason, have a ring. That ring is your seal. That ring, if you understand the will and power of it, you have the capabilities of summoning those things and bringing forth that energy. First, you must understand how one must be able to do that. Well, for me, as of lately, I have learned how to and been involved with being able to, in my own way, dealing with my ancestors. And I'm smiling because, man, it is awesome when you are able and know how to do those things. See, when you're able to reframe from the way the world would see things to a higher way of seeing things, it's totally different. It is totally different. This is why it's very important in knowing who you are. You see, most cultures know exactly who they are. When the Indians went to war, they was able to summon their ancestors. Here in California, as I mentioned some time ago, and elsewhere, when my Hispanic brothers and sisters come together, the Day of the Dead, when you understand these things and these ceremonies, they have a real spiritual connection. This is why when Solomon was summoning the demons and asking them various questions in regards to who they were and the power that they yielded, he was able to bring that forth unto himself. And therefore Solomon was a man of great power and great wealth. He was indeed that. You got to go beyond the Bible and other writings in order to get this information. I'm just saying, that's what you have to do. So Yeah, definitely, King, King Morpheus. Thank you. This is what you have to do, because when you look at it, it's the movies that detects and talks about rings and how important they are. When you get married, they want to put a ring on your finger. You got to understand the power and will behind the ring. Even as a Mason, you wear your ring to identify that you are part of this society of Freemasons. Not a jurisdiction, but you are a part of the society. But you have yet to understand how to wield that power. You don't get it yet. You know, I'll tell you this. This is why it's important to understand there's only two times here that you receive a ring. You receive a ring when you become a member of the Lodge of Affection, a Elu, perfect Elu. Then you receive a ring when you get your 33rd. You have to ask yourself, why is it those are the only two times that one should receive a ring? Well, unless you have been brought into the Elu or the perfect master, you won't get it. Unless you are 33rd, you won't get it. I can tell you this from wearing just the Masonic ring itself. It wills power. And when I say it wills power, what I'm saying is that when you wear the ring, therefore, if you're going to greet and meet other brothers with that ring on, and within their power, they're going to grant you that wish. They're going to grant you that favor that you so asked of them. That ring has that authority to say, look, I am of the Society of Freemasons. And brother, I'm in need of assistance. And then you have found that brother or that sister, whomever is wearing that ring, worthy and well qualified, and they grant you that assistance, not based upon your jurisdiction, not based upon your affiliation, but based upon the fact that they have found you well worthy and well qualified. The rings that we wear signify something very important to the organization itself, and especially when you're wearing that Master Mason ring. The ring with the compass and square. You must understand that it is something very important that you have on your hand. And a lot of us don't like to talk about it, but I would tell you to get the book called The Keys of Solomon, and you will understand the significance of the ring of Solomon. Solomon. Go break that down and look at it. And then go back and read who Solomon tells you who he is. Man, this thing is so deep. The rabbit hole is so dark, but when you shine a little light, even the darkness goes away when you shine light. So you must understand that ring that we wear. It is very important. Greetings, Brother Tony, Hawkins, Muhammad. Solomon commanded 72. Yes, he did. 72 times 5 is 360 degrees. Seal confers. Yeah. But see, here's the thing. Even though Solomon did that, now here's the funny thing. Solomon got cocky, because once he had summoned these demons and received this information, this very important information with his ring, when he got down to the chief demon, and I don't recall his name right now. I don't try to remember too many demons' names, but he did do this. Once he got down, and he was able to summon the head demon, that one that sits on the throne. When he got there, that Leviathan, when he got there and he was able to summon that particular demon, he got cocky. That demon lulled him to sleep within the conversation. And Solomon thought that he did not need this ring. So he cast this ring away. Like, I don't need this ring to deal with you. You are the lowest of the low. I don't need this ring. So once he threw that ring away, he lost his knowledge, his understanding, his will. And then upon finding his way back to his palace, he found his ring within a fish, because he was a fisherman among people. You have to go back and read this story. This is some other information. So once he did that, he put that ring back on, and he realized without that ring, he didn't have as much wisdom and knowledge as he thought, although he had summoned those various demons in order to retrieve and get information. I mean, this thing is deep, and most of us don't even know why we wear a Masonic ring. What's up, Brother John Hall? How you doing? And I would tell you, brothers, go find out the importance of wearing that Masonic ring and what it really means. It is the shield of Solomon. It is the not only the shield, but the staple of Solomon. That ring means something, and you just put it on your finger, and you just think because you're out and about and you got it on that it's, oh man, it is so much deeper than just what on the surface, man. You have to go and get this stuff. I'm telling you, it is a beauty to be able to have books that will break this down for you. And I want to thank my brothers from Keystone Grand Lodge out of North Carolina for blessing me with the books and being able to understand the significance of the ring. Go back and watch the movie called Lords of the Ring, and you can definitely see the importance of this particular ring and the power that it wielded when it was when being able to cast spells. That's another thing. Most of us don't understand that in our daily journey we cast spells all the time. I'm going somewhere else with that. But man, this rabbit hole I've been going down is deep. I love it. I'm enjoying it. And if you want to go down this rabbit hole with me, drop some breadcrumbs. I'm going to be doing a Zoom on some stuff, and I'll be sending out that information. Hit me up. Let me know if you want to go down this rabbit hole. We're going to be talking about some things that, particularly on the dark side, I'm just going to be honest with you. We're going to talk about some things that most Masons don't talk about. And when I say most Masons, I'm just talking about it's just not privy. You just don't have this conversation in your lodge meeting. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to talk about, oh man, what's down this rabbit hole. Let's go down this rabbit hole and talk about in the various degrees why we always dealing with death. In every degree in Masonry, you're always dealing with death and resurrection. You're dealing with different cuts, and why are these cuts needed, and why are we saying these oaths and obligations? This is the conversation that I like to have when I'm at my meeting. Why do we pledge, and why do we not pledge as in a sense of Greek fraternity, but pledge our oaths, to one another? Why is that so important amongst Masons in this society? Are you true to this oath that you take? I'm just asking, are you true to it? And it needs to be asked. It really needs to be asked. So greetings to everybody who's about to come on, those of you who are on. Today we're talking about the importance of the Masonic Ring and what does it really mean. That seal of Solomon that you have on your left or right hand that you may wear, that has the power to will and to find, that you may be able to find favor. This is the things that I find that where brothers should be really indulging themselves in the Masonic order. Forget all the debate about your jurisdiction. Forget that's child's play. We're talking about the essence of Freemasonry. We're talking about the ability to be able to grasp hold of that society for which we find ourselves a part of. Forget I'm a this and I'm a that. Man, sometimes you have to move on from child's play and become an adult and become a grown man or a grown woman within the Order of the Eastern Star, within the Order of Freemason, because of the power that you wield and you have on your hand, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. The sisters have that 5-pointed star on their fingers that hides the compass and square within it. And don't even talk about the G, because the G was something that was added not even 200 years ago, okay? The G is new to Masonry. It is really new to Masonry. But the compass and square is the ideal foundation of the Masonic order in the 5-pointed star, which hides that compass and square. And when you were able to break them points down, and when you were able to dig down in it and be lowered in it, as in the Royal Arch degree, when you're lowered into the ground and you bring up the thing which you find, which has the omnipotent name of God on it, which is unpronounceable, man, this is why you say in the name of the grand architect of the universe, because God's name is unpronounceable. It is truly unpronounceable. I know that some of us like to say in the name of Jesus. That's great. That's your thing. But the true essence is you can't pronounce the name. You can't formulate your language or your mouth to do that. So when you in Masonry, in the Order of the Eastern Star, when we talk about the Supreme Grand Architect of the Universe or the Grand Architect of the Universe. There's a reason we say that. There's a reason you wear the ring, and you must find out these reasons. I mean, just don't put it on your hand and say, well, I'm part of the society. No, why are you wearing that ring? What are you in search of when you wear that ring? Most of you say you're in search of light. Really, you're in search of light. Before you find that light, you're going to have to go through some dark things. You catch that on the way home. You catch that on the way home. I just want to just be able to share this information with you because I find that it's very important. It's very significant to what we as Masons indulge ourselves in. Everybody don't get down like this. They don't. But I can only speak for where I'm at in my Masonic journey, is that within my Masonic order, we have a mystic lodge. It was just chartered a few months ago at our session. Brother Wishful Master Eric Sutton is over the Mystic Lodge. And when I say Mystic Lodge, it strictly deals with esoteric things. It strictly deals with that. And everybody is not privy to go to that lodge because they're not going to like what he has to say. Tony, we will run it down to you about what I'm talking about with the ring situation. Okay. So, you know, that is a deep thing. And most brothers who wear the ring can't even protect the ring. Most sisters who have rings on can't protect the ring. They just got it on. You know, the questions that are asked of you when you have that ring on is for a reason. You're interrogated for a reason. You know, and if you are not able to protect the ring that you have on, you shouldn't wear the ring. You know? What's going on, Brother Bay? Glad to have you aboard. You shouldn't wear the ring if you're not able to protect the ring. And when I say protect the ring, be able, within confidence of yourself, to speak and justify why you got it on. You know, the shape of all human beings at the point of conception is 6-pointed sharp. Each point reflects 60 degrees in a sharp. And then, in the shape of 6 times 6 equals 360 degrees. Thus, Solomon had 2 rings, 5-pointed and 6-pointed. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Absolutely, I appreciate that. You were able to break down some things, and boy, I like it when you were on. So, you know, that's just something, man, you really got to take a look at. And this brother's, I remember a brother telling me that the sun, that we carry a sun within us. And I didn't quite get it. I wasn't quite understanding how he figured that we carried a sun, a S-U-N, within inside of us. And it was not long ago that I had a Yaha moment, like, wow, you know, like, this is the reason. Because at any time, if your body reaches a certain degree, you can actually explode. You can actually just poof and be gone. And people call that, what do they call that? I can't think of the name of it right now, where your body just explodes, you know, when it gets to a certain degree, a certain temperature. I can't think of the name of it. God dang it. You know, but it's so true. You carry a S-U-N inside of you. You carry that magnificent G inside of you. You carry that. But we don't know how to control it. We don't know how to edify it. We don't do those things. We don't practice those things. Just like I was talking to a brother today in regards to talking with the ancestors and having my ancestors to protect me and things like that. I know that may sound kind of crazy to some of you because you are not there yet. What do you mean talking to the ancestors for protections and asking the ancestors to bless you and to do those things for you? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I do that, Cole. I do that. I asked my mom who's gone, my brother and my sisters who's passed away, my uncles, my aunts who I knew. I asked them for specific things in my life. I talk to them like I'm talking to you right now, and understanding that when I speak to them, I speak with the authority of wanting them to do something for me and blessing along the way. You know, offering. I give offerings. Man, that's another conversation we got to have too on speaking with the ancestors and offering up offerings to the ancestors. Man, this thing gets so deep. But I'm back on topic of talking about this ring. Man, that ring is so powerful that you wear as a Mason in Eastern Star. You must understand how to wield the power and summoning things that you want in your life. Hey, until we meet next time, God bless you, keep you, and whatever you do, stay out the bushes and keep your light on. I'm out.